All right, so hey everyone, welcome back. We're going to start the workshop right now. You can always watch the recording of this, and today I'm going to be talking about how to build your credibility online, which is something that is not as intuitive as we would like to believe, right? The number one problem, always that I get, that I love helping people out with in their business, is I post all the time, I'm talking about this, but no one seems to care. No one even realizes that I'm out there trying to build my business. So what gives? Well, what gives is that they're seeing you and they're seeing your product posts, but unfortunately, they don't have any relevance inside of that person's life. So offline and online marketing strategies are going to revolve around three core concepts. Your credibility as an expert, right? We believe experts and we quickly buy their products. It's just the way it is. The relevance that we have in our customer's life, and how effective we are at helping them see certain truths about their life and the benefits of their products. So you guys, I'm home with my kids, and you're just going to have to bear with me. Okay, guys, sorry about that. There's nothing that flusters a business marketer more than trying to get something done and you have an interruption. So that is just the nature of the business. I know that so many women in my shoes would love to have the problem of being interrupted because they're working at home. I get that, so thank you for bearing with me. Of course, it's the summer and my children are home. And my 2-year-old is potty training. So add that all into it, and well, we've got some interruptions. So thank you again for bearing with me through that. You might see her again. You might see me have to pop up again. Let me get back on track into what I was talking about. And that is our ability to be seen as the expert, the relevance we have in our customers' lives, and how effective we are at getting our audience members to see certain truths about their life, to honestly take account of what they're struggling with in their life, and then the benefits of our products to help them overcome those problems. So the formula that we use is not going to be specific. It's not going to be company specific or industry specific. It applies to any type of social marketing, offline, online, business opportunities, products, creative businesses, commission-based businesses, it doesn't matter. We're going to center around the three aspects that I mentioned. And again, if you haven't downloaded that worksheet, go ahead. It's the post right below this one, and I have the PDF worksheet. So I'd like for you to grab it or have it open on your screen right now, and you can actually work along with me and answer some of these questions, okay? Because we're going to be talking about the credibility with your audience, relevance to the audience, and helping them to see their inescapable or obvious truths. So our strategy number one is going to be building your credibility. Credibility is the individual customer's assessment or valuation of your communication. So question number one inside of your worksheet: are you believable? Has the customer that you're talking to, have you guys seen them have any sort of firsthand or secondhand experiences that cast doubt on your message? Answer that honestly. Don't just ignore it. Don't think, okay, well, you know, they've seen, let's just jump into health and wellness products, right? Those are really big right now. So you know, ask yourself, have my audience members seen some really shady marketers out there? You know, have they been spammed a lot by someone trying to sell my product? If that's the case, answer that truthfully, because we're going to learn how to work through that, okay? So being honest with ourselves is the number one thing we need to focus on when we're trying to build our credibility online. Here's another one. Be honest with yourself. Are you working from a place of doubt? Are you, maybe so, maybe that's why you're watching this workshop right now, because you don't believe that you're the expert inside of your business. That's okay. Answer that question honestly on your worksheet. Yes, I'm working from a place of doubt, and here are my reasons why. List out what you're doubtful about. Say, well, I've only joined the company, 6 months ago, or I haven't made any sales, I've only talked to 5 people. That's okay, because we're going to work through how to overcome that doubt, and I want you guys to really get this down deep inside of your business soul right now. No matter what industry you're in, or business opportunity you're with, or creative business, or commission-based, simply because you've joined that industry, you are now, at some level, an expert. Isn't that wonderful news? I think it is. You know your industry better than some random stranger off the street who has never even heard about it. There you go. First step. Give yourself a pat on the back. Do you have any doubts with your products or your opportunity? That's another question in the worksheet. Please go ahead and answer it. We're going to come back to those. So, building a trust and credibility campaign with your customers is, in essence, turning them into a loyal following. This is how important this is right now. We have to build our credibility and our trust, because then that gets people into a loyal following. And we can achieve them through our credibility campaign. So here's number 1 inside of this strategy for credibility. Avoid selling solutions that are not in your customer's best interest. Sometimes you don't have the right solution at the right price. You just don't. And if that's the case, you're going to save face. You are going to be more credible by simply telling your customer, you know what, this is not the best solution for you, instead of proposing something which you know is not going to deliver the outcome that they're looking for, simply because you're looking to make commission or a sale. I've actually turned away quite a few people, and I said, I just don't think the way we offer services is in your best interest, right? You're going to benefit more by maybe taking a look down this avenue. And when you do that and you're honest with them, they actually stay loyal to you and follow you, because they know that you're not just selling them a quick fix that isn't fixing anything. Number 2 inside of our strategy for credibility. Never misrepresent the features, advantages, or benefits of a product or service. Now, remember that question I asked you up top? I said, has any of your customers or any of your audience members had a bad interaction with someone that's been trying to sell your same product before? And if the answer is yes, it's very possible that it's because the person who gave them the bad experience misrepresented the features, the advantages, or the benefits of the product or service. The best way you can use this now to build your credibility campaign is write a quick blog post about it. If you don't have a blog or a website, write a long form Facebook post about it, and just get out there and blast every misrepresentation that anybody, any shady person inside of your industry has ever written about. And just say, you know what, guys, I know that you at some point has had a bad experience with this because of this, and this is what I have to say about it because of that, and this is what I have to say about it. All of a sudden, what you're doing is you're saying, I know what you've experienced, I tell the truth. And then you tell them the truth about everything, and all of a sudden they're like, I love this person. He or she is great. Look at how honest they are. I'm going to follow them. I'm going to go over to their business page. I'm going to check out their blog or website. Hey, they have a YouTube videos? Awesome. I'm going to go check out those too. This is how, just by being honest and being out there, we get people to really feel like they know us. Credibility, trust. All right, this goes along with the first one. Don't promise anything you can't deliver. I think that's pretty cut and dry. Number 4, accepting offers or bribes or gifts is always unethical. We know about that. I don't assume that I have to really go into that in too much detail. It doesn't seem like you guys are going to be the type of people. I mean, we're not politicians, right? But it goes without saying. Keep your pricing consistent across all departments within your same products. So, don't one week have it at $30 and then the next week it goes down to $20. Here's the worst thing you could ever do is to build your trust and your credibility, which I learned the hard way, we learned the hard way. Don't consistently discount your product. If anything, keep it at this exact same price forever. You can offer, a discount here, an incentive there, right? So if they do something for you, then offer a coupon or a buy one, get one free type of deal. But when we discount our products consistently, we're all of a sudden telling people subconsciously, you know what, we're not really that sure about our products. We're just hoping anyone buys. We're going to discount it again this week, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that, just to hope anyone buys. It sends the wrong message to our customers. So try and avoid that at all costs if you're the one that's responsible for your pricing. When problems develop after the sale, don't make excuses and don't just send them to some sort of customer care center. You are the face of that brand. And as hard as that is, especially if we're working under like an MLM company, right, a network marketing company, we just want to say, well, just call customer service and they'll make it right. Do everything you can on your end to save that sale, at least to save face, because you are the face of your business. Now, it's a lot easier when we run our own businesses, when we set our own prices, when we are the customer care representative, because then we can do anything we want to. But if you're working under someone else, make sure that you still follow up with the people, that they love you, because if you don't, they're never going to trust you or the products you represent ever again, and we've lost them. It's really super cutthroat on, in online business and just in marketing these days in general. When someone leaves you, they leave forever. When someone unfollows you on Facebook, 99% of the time, they don't ever come back. I know I don't. When I unfollow someone, I don't ever come back. Because one, I'm not seeing them again, right? We don't get that opportunity to give them a second chance. And two, it's so busy in our lives. We just keep moving on. All right. I love this one. If you must speak about the competition, be respectful at all times. Some sales professionals seem to think that trash talking the competition will make their own products and services look better, and usually it only makes them look petty and immature in the eyes of the customer. You'll see this sometimes, or you'll see people hop from one company to another company, and then when asked about it, they say, oh, well, it was this or it was that. Even if you have switched companies, which is completely legitimate, we change, we evolve, that's great. If someone asks you, well, hey, why aren't you with XYZ anymore? Simply say, you know what, with this, and give a circumstance that is apart from that business, okay? So give something personal in your life that changed, where your business model had to change to accommodate that. It's never about the other company. It's always about bettering yourself, right? And offering a better product to the customer. So that way they don't think, uh-oh, well, if she's not with that company anymore, I don't know if I can trust these products or this new brand, because it might not be that great of products anyways. It kind of casts a shadow over your business choices, and we don't want that. This is all about your credibility as an expert. All right, so let's go into strategy number 2. Relevance. This is huge. I think building our trust and our credibility is just formed through a lot of what we are already. Every single man and woman that I meet inside of IMU and inside of our business group, everyone's super classy individuals. They're not shady. They've got great morals. You guys work from a place of value all the time, and I love that about every single person I come into contact with, because that's your trust. That's your credibility, and that's easy to do if you're just a person with high morals, which all of you guys are. So you know what? Again, give yourself a pat on the back. This is wonderful. You're already, sailing through part 1 of how to be an expert in your industry just by being you. So good job. Now, having said that, Uh-oh, here she comes with it. Here she comes with it. Strategy number 2, how do we stay relevant inside of our customers' lives? Relevance relates to credibility. It is important to establish relevance in the customer's perceived world rather than in the actual world, and these two worlds are not the same. Social marketers must look beyond what customers do and examine why customers do what they do. What is that motivation behind them? This is how we get relevance in their world. So what we need to talk about here is understanding the psychographic conditions of our audience and their mindset. So this is their attitudes, their preferences, their values, their habits, feelings, lifestyle choices. Those all make up your customer's psychographic demographics. And once you really hone in to all of those, and you can actually formulate posts, graphics, images, videos around those conditions, right? So their attitude, their preference, their values, their habits, their feelings, and their lifestyle choices, all of a sudden, you've become extremely relevant to them. And they don't really quite know why, but all of a sudden, you're talking about everything that they're feeling, not what they're doing, but why they're doing what they're doing. We know that we can't build these relationships and we can't become relevant in someone's life by simply posting product images. That has zero relevance in their life whatsoever. So for example, if I'm out there and I am talking about this amazing new program that we just designed for how to design a billboard, I don't know. I would never do that. So that's a great example because I don't know about billboards. But say I have a product and it's all about designing billboards and I think it's the best thing in the world and every single customer I've ever known needs to have their billboard up on the freeway. And all of a sudden I come on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube and Pinterest and LinkedIn and I'm just blasting you, spamming you with my product over and over and over again. And it has zero relevance in your life. You're going to unfollow me quicker than anything in the world. You're going to be like, this lady doesn't have any clue what I'm about. Now, if I took the time and I figure out only 10% of my audience has a relevant need for a billboard in their business, right? Maybe it's their preference, right? So I'm talking about one of our psychographic conditions. I've got this all listed inside of that worksheet, okay? So you can go back and access it right now or after this if you haven't. So if I've determined that 10% of my audience has a preference for billboards, then I only need to post maybe one post a week about that specific product, and I'm going to write a post that speaks specifically to that 10% audience. And I'm even going to preface it and say, you know what, guys, this is not for everybody. This product is not for everybody. But I know that there's 10% of my audience that loves billboards, or let's put it into something more concrete. I know that 10% of my audience are vegans. And so this is appropriate for you. Now, 90% of my audience, I love you guys. You're wonderful. But I know you guys are meat eaters. I know you guys enjoy a great steak. So this isn't for you. Go ahead and just scroll past this. Thank you so much. Love you. Now for the 10%. And you start talking just to them. And you talk about their lifestyle habit, their attitudes, why they choose to be vegan, why they choose to want a billboard. You guys get the point, right? Doesn't this start to make more sense about how we're gaining relevance into our customers' lives? So we know that we can't build relationships by spamming. And most of the time, there we go. Okay, I was trying to reconnect. I was like, most of the time, people want to keep our services in the background. They don't care. It's not relevant to them right now. So they keep us in the background all the time. This is what we're experiencing right now, right? I get a lot of nods at this part. Yeah, that's what I'm experiencing. People are just keeping me in the background. Okay, but there are moments when certain people want that attention, and these are golden moments. No matter what the sector, customers are predictable in this one respect. When they have pressing issues, they want attention. So what I want you guys to do right now in terms of your relevancy is start taking notes. I don't care if they're physical notes or digital notes or screen grabs or whatever. Start looking at, don't just post, start looking at your feed. When you see a pressing issue someone's talking about, take a note, do a screen grab, keep it in your notes drive. I don't care where you keep it. Start building up a huge database of all these pressing concerns that you're noticing. Then you can start addressing them. So do the right thing at the right time. This is our next section. One problem for the customer experience is it's hard, for our customer experience, is it's hard to do the right things for customers all the time, and it really doesn't pay to do so. A more achievable goal is doing the right thing when it really matters, and that's being relevant. So you hold on. And you've seen someone talking about this one pressing issue, and you kept it in your notes. And you actually wrote something about that. But you're not just going to then for the next week be blasting that all the time. You're going to wait for that right moment when you're scrolling through your feed again, you're taking more notes, you're being attentive to what's going on your page, you're being an active marketer. And all of a sudden you see that same pressing problem come up again, maybe from the same person or someone else. And all of a sudden, boom, that's the golden opportunity. You run over, you grab your notes, and you post that. And all of a sudden, this is how beautiful marketing happens, right? We kind of wonder how this happens. Well, here's the smarts behind it. Is that person is now on their Facebook page, and they're like, how did she know that? Wow, that's amazing. Her post was perfectly timed. It feels like it feels serendipitous, doesn't it, to them? We've had this happen to us. And I love that experience. I don't care if that person was waiting for my golden opportunity. I love it when I have a problem and all of a sudden someone at the exact right time is posting about it. So this is how you can be that active, smart marketer. So this is this is our next section, when we take our customers out of autopilot. It's when all of a sudden we're relative in their life, we're right there with the solution when they've been waiting for it, and we've taken them out of their daydream, off of autopilot, where they were just kind of scrolling through their daily feed in their daily journey without paying any really specific attention to the world around them. They posted their problem, they were venting, and then all of a sudden there you are, and when you are, your products and your services become relevant to them. When they have a question or an incident affects their journey, at that point, they expect you to answer their questions and concerns, and there you are. So be prepared for the expected. A customer question is a rare opportunity to make a lasting impression. Good, relevant answers from you show your customers that your service is under lockdown control, you're responsive, and luckily for us, the most common questions can be anticipated if we're being an aware marketer. Okay, so we're coming full circle. If we're being an active marketer and we're focusing on our feeds and what people are saying and what they're posting, and we're taking notes all the time, we can anticipate and be prepared for the expected. So let me just read my notes. We can be prepared to respond to our customers in ways that answer and resolve their issues. I think I've pretty much, you guys are getting the point now at this juncture. If you're not anybody watching right now, or if you're watching this replay, you guys can ask questions. So ask me questions. That's what we're here live for. Ask me questions if I'm missing anything. Okay, guys? Now, don't neglect the unexpected. Good answers to questions matter, but good response when things are going down the toilet matters even more, okay? It turns a negative into a positive. Customers feeling anxious at these moments will be relieved by your good support and impressed by the service that you provide for it. A good response resolves the issues and prevents a second or third interaction between the customers. So if this is your first interaction and they have a problem, just do that really generalized post that you've been saving. Then that will most likely lead into a second, a third conversation, and then what comes after that? Does anyone know? Yeah, you're saying it right now. Eventually, it leads into a sale because you're there, you're talking to them, you're so relevant, you're helping them through a problem. I love to solve my problems. I don't like living with problems. So the easier I can solve it and just move on and be joyful and happy in my life, chances are good I'm pulling out that wallet. So engage customers when they are engaged. This is how we build our relevancy. The strongest influence on the customer's experience is how an organization responds to customer questions, issues, empathizing with your customer's situation, caring about what they went through before they ever contacted you. It changes the whole dynamic of the conversation and their experience. So often we can become relevant in a person's life by just stepping out of our business shoes, stepping away from that marketer inside of us that is just screaming, I just want to sell. I know my products solve your problem. Here, just do it and your problem will be solved. We have to step away from that and just be empathetic. Just be there to say, you know what, I really understand this. And here's a free just piece of advice, whether you're ready for it or not. I've been there, I understand it. This is something I tried immediately, and maybe you can try it too. That works really super well. And it's just engaging when they're engaged. It's responding to your customers. It's just caring. It's basic relevancy stuff that I think we miss a lot of times because we're so focused on our business and building it fast, getting it done. I know I've been there, and everything changed when I just stopped. And I just, not that we don't care about our customers, but building a business is tough and it's all consuming, and it's always on our mind to make our dreams come true, to retire our spouses, to afford a better life for our children, or to give back to our community, right? Sometimes it's not all about ourselves. Many, many people work from this point of view that they just want to help out the world around them by maybe volunteering more. And you can do that when you work from home, by having more money to donate to worthy causes. You can do that when you build your business. So whatever is driving you to build your business, I get it, but we can't become so all consumed with that desire that we completely miss out on loving our customers. Does that make sense? All right. Strategy number 3, it's what we talked about, and sometimes it's the hardest one. It's not really quite intuitive when we first read it, but what are the inescapable truths of our lives? Like right now, I don't know if you guys can hear it. My kids are absolutely going bananas in the other room. That's an inescapable truth I have right now that I can't really do anything to solve. So you know what, if I was to get on Facebook later and someone watched this video and they were a really savvy marketer and they're in my area, and all of a sudden I see a post come up that's about babysitting, right? Childcare. I'd be like, oh, I need that. I need that for these last few days of summer. I only have a week left of summer, but I need that on Wednesdays when I do my live workshops, right? That would be an inescapable truth that's true for me right now in my life. How can you be aware of your customers' inescapable truths? What you can do and how you can address these, they're best described as short, impactful statements, often facts, or statistics that the audience cannot rationally dismiss out of hand. So let me use my example with the story I said about my children going bananas in there. I don't know if you can hear them. Hopefully you can't. But here we go. Here's an inescapable truth that someone could really hook me with if I were to see their post after this video. So I'm on there and I see this and it says, it's a fact. The average cost of babysitting 2 children per hour in 2016 is $20 an hour, $10 per child. Our babysitting services, our child care services, slash that price in half, and we're only at $10 an hour. We come to you, and by the way, we love pets. We love playing with your kiddos while you're working and getting your business done. That would be a short, impactful statement that would get me picking up my phone. Boop, 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 boop. Hello, I need your services immediately. I need someone. Anyone know this? So this is what you guys can do if you're being an active marketer. You're watching, right? So let's bring it all together. So we know their psychographics. We know the relevancy in their lives. We're watching, we're being active marketers. We're watching our feeds. And then all of a sudden, here we go. We see that problem. We see their inescapable problem. And there we are with an inescapable truth, a short, impactful statement that they cannot deny. Customers, we all know this. They use intellectual alibis when faced with a social marketing message that negatively portrays an aspect of their life or their behavior. Okay, so we're in health and wellness, and what we're seeing right now all over the internet is you're 30 pounds overweight, you need to lose this weight because of your health, and it just makes you feel better, and this and that. And we think that we're being savvy marketers by just saying, you know what, that is the truth. And people know it. People want to lose 30 pounds. Of course they do. I see it all over the internet. So I'm just telling them these products can help them lose it. Well, what's the problem with that? We're negatively portraying an aspect of their behavior. They know they overate to get 30 pounds overweight. They know something is wrong with them. So when we're coming in and we're negatively portraying their behavior, what do we do? Or what do? They put up a huge wall against us. They say, gross. I know that. Get away from me. You're bleh. F you. Right? Or if I'm saying, you know what, I know you're struggling in your business because you don't know this and you don't know that, and you need this and you need that. They're going to say, I know that, Meredith, shut up. I get it, because I'm negatively portraying their personal behavior. So what can we do? Right? They're using intellectual alibis now. They're saying, well, you know what, you don't know everything about me. I've got, for weight loss, I've got, hold on one second, please, everyone. Anyone have a babysitter out there? Don't worry, guys. This won't happen during summer because my youngest, she's getting ready for preschool. So hallelujah. Okay, back to where I was at. You can see, let's keep going with this example. You guys can see I have a real problem. Not the end of the world. No big deal. Everyone is super, lenient with a mom who works at home. But again, there is something that you could post as an inescapable truth. You could say, oh, well, you don't have enough money to put your child in daycare, or, you choose this or whatever. Don't negatively portray it. Just go ahead and give those intellectual facts, statistics. Make them short and sweet. So instead of saying, when someone's giving you an intellectual alibi for why they can't lose those 30 pounds, instead of negatively talking about their personal behavior, they might have a medical condition. They might have really bad knees. They might be absolutely exhausted with their 1 child, their 4 children, their 6 children, their husband who works all the time. We don't know. So they're using intellectual alibi saying, you don't understand my situation, you don't understand my circumstances. But if you're savvy and you've been watching some of their feeds and some of their talk, you can easily define what their problem really is, go out, craft an inescapable truth for them, and post that instead. That's going to make you super relevant. And what else does it do? All of a sudden, instead of the same spam that they're always getting for all of these products, all of a sudden they're like, oh, she really cares about me. This person gets it. How did she know that about me? She gets it. I like her. What is she all about? What is he all about? Let me go check him out. All right. I love this one. This is under Strategy 3, Inescapable Truths. Cut out the crap. Plain and simple. Throw out all of those impressive words and phrases that are utterly meaningless to your audience. They've got to go, and they have to go now, because they're literally hurting your sales efforts. Unless you're incredibly diligent, these impressive words, these catchphrases, all of these, these super hyped up words that people in our industry are using. I'm a guru, I'm an expert, I'm making $20,000 a month. Look at my whatever. That has to go. It's all crap, and it's meaningless to our audience. And if we're not diligent, just because we're always looking at our industry and because we're always researching it, it's going to sneak into our social media posts, into all of our networking material that we have out there. It's going to show up everywhere, okay? And especially it shows up during lead moments and if we're prospecting new team members, okay? So a lot of this, I just want to give a shout out to all of the MLM people out there. Where are these customer feeds? I just saw a question come up from Deborah Hawks. Deborah, she's asking, where are these customer feeds? So what I'm talking about, Deborah, is when you go to your Facebook page, either your Facebook personal page or your Facebook business page, just scroll through your newsfeed. And as you're scrolling through your newsfeed, you're going to start seeing your audience, people who look at your posts, talking about their daily lives, posting what's relevant to them, talking about what their problems are, going through it. So most of the time what we're doing, because we're in a rush trying to build our business, is we think this is a great post and we just post it. And we're just spraying and praying, hoping anybody with a pulse is going to respond to it, take some notice in it, and that's why we're burning out, is because it's not relevant to anyone. So when I talk about your customer feeds, go through your news feed. When you see someone talking about a problem, take notes on that. Take a screen grab of it, keep it somewhere safe, and keep it as your business relevancy, right? Thanks. So keep it as your business relevancy feed. And as they come through, write notes on it about how you would tackle that problem the next time, about how you say, how you can solve that problem for them, is what I'm trying to say. Then you can either post it immediately, if you have time, or you just wait. And you wait to see if that problem keeps coming up again. And when it does the next time, you're ready to go with that perfect post. And you can actually be posting within a matter. So that's if you're waiting, for the next time that problem comes up. It could be from the same person or a different person. When it comes up again, you could be posting relevant content to that in a matter of minutes. And when that happens, that's that serendipitous moment. That's that golden opportunity where the person doesn't quite understand how you're posting a solution to the exact problem they're talking about, because it's not directed to them or anything. They just know that you're there with the solution, and that is flawless marketing. I hope that answered your question. And if it didn't, send me, if it didn't, go ahead, send me another question, or you can always ask in the group or message me. It doesn't matter. Okay, so we're talking about just cutting out the crap. You guys all can appreciate this, I'm sure. Look at your written material. You're in control of what's in your emails, in your blog posts, in your presentations, in your trainings, in your social media posts. If it's crap, cut it out. Be ruthless. Eliminate any and every time you start to try and impress customers instead of just telling them the truth. And now focus on the impact. So after you've cut out all the crap, you might not have too much to say about your products or services. And that's good, because no one cares about you or your products until they decide to turn off the autopilot. And usually that's not until they have a need. So when you cut out all the crap, okay, well, let me start. When you're just talking about the jargon and all of these catchphrases and, you know, trying to impress people, they're on autopilot. We do it all the time. We're like, ugh, yeah, seen it, done it, blah. We're on autopilot. When someone cuts that out and now they're speaking from the heart, and they're just being out there and they're talking about needs and they're talking about problems, we stop people in their tracks. When that happens, this is when our audience decides to become engaged. And that is when you lead with your value proposition. What is a value proposition? Your value proposition is, who have you helped? What can people expect from you when they work with you? Ooh, I love this. I love the hearts. I love the thumbs up. Thanks, everyone. Facebook Live is really fun. Are you guys using it? Let me know in the comments. Hi, Raisa. If you guys are using Facebook Live, it's really fun. Go ahead and start using it for your trainings, right? We can talk to people from the heart on Facebook Live. So we can also tell them about our value proposition. That's what I was just talking about. You know, what can they expect when they work with you? Can they expect a real life person who cares? Can they reach out to you? Can they ask you questions, even if they're not ready to buy? So often we feel like on social media that we can't have any connection with people unless we're ready to buy right then and there. And I'll tell you, I take forever to buy. I am like me and Ann, and you know Ann DeVito, the other founder of Intentional Marketer University, and I think she would be fine with this. Her and I take forever to buy. Lots of research, lots of building up trust and relevancy, because we've, obviously you guys know, we've gone through so many different programs and through so much crap trying to build our businesses that now we're so ruthless with what we choose and with what we promote that it takes us forever to really trust people. And that's what we're working with our customers too. Same, you know, when I say when we, I mean you guys, us, everyone. A value proposition. What can they expect to see because of their relationship with you? What effect has your business had on someone else's personal life? These are all questions inside of your worksheet that I want you to fill out. I want you to physically write this down, please. I ask you to physically write it down because when you get your thoughts out, all of a sudden you're going to look back wherever you've written your notes and you say, I've got a beautiful 5-minute video. I've got a beautiful blog post for this. Look at that. I wrote out 20 different things. That's 20 different social media posts. If you're posting once a day a value proposition on Facebook and you have 20 things you just wrote out, you have 20 days worth of posts, or 20 days that you can do it when someone is having an issue. You guys get it. So your measurable income, your team growth, benefits to your life, to someone else's life, these are all your value propositions. Here's a huge one. Listen to the words your customers use. Deborah, this is again really similar to your other question. What words are people using in our news feed? Write them down. Make sure you have lots of those words in your posts. All of a sudden, people are thinking, she's relevant to me. She's using the exact words that I use. It's all really smart marketing, guys. That's their language, okay? So have you ever noticed that people don't speak sales talk at all. They only talk about benefits. You're not going to hear them, raving about a compensation plan or a level of distributorship. I might have made that word up. I'm not sure. Or the next conference. What are they talking about? So this is all talking about you MLM ladies out there and gentlemen out there. Or if you're in a commission-based business, right? So realtors out there, salespeople. People don't really talk about, oh, I'm just so excited, for the next conference until it's like a week ahead and it's what's trending. What are they really talking about? I really need this business to work because we're tired of paying on our car note every single month. We want to pay it out in full. Increasing their personal value. Do they talk about, I'm 50 and I'm really nervous about saving for my retirement, right? If you guys can lead with your value proposition and you know that you have strong business skills that can actually help them with their business and help them overcome these personal issues, lead with that. What we're doing when we're doing this is we're just using their language, and it's time we start using it. So many people are unrelevant on social media because they're using their own language. They're not using any language that people in their newsfeed, their audience, are using. Don't get fancy with the crap, or trying to wow everybody with your impressive language. Get back down to those inescapable truths. Talk like they do. Discuss the problems they face, the challenges ahead, and the business objectives that they must reach. Emphasize how you can help by focusing on them, not on your stuff. Focus on them, not on your products. When you focus on the impact in their life, instead of trying to be impressive, you'll notice an immediate change in their reactions to you. Instead of putting up those barriers because you're just pointing out their negative personal behaviors, they're actually going to start coming and asking questions. They will want to know more. Trust me, I've been doing this for a very long time. I get it, and I did all of the crap beforehand. I will be the first person to tell you that if you can go back and see me at the very beginning of this journey, right, of my business, my multiple businesses, you'll see I spewed the most crap because I saw everyone else doing it, and I thought that was what I had to do too. Even though I felt really gross when I saw those other people doing it. I don't like seeing, all of this. I make this much money and this is my car and join me here and do me there. Oh, I was going to say and do me there. I don't mean that. You guys get it though. You get it. So when I started actually learning and being a really savvy marketer and paying attention to my customers and building relationships and caring long before I ever made a sale, everything changed and business became so enjoyable. All right. So, you guys just are going to want to evaluate all of these strategies, because isn't that what you want? Don't you want business to become enjoyable? And when that happens, the sales might not start rolling in. I'm not promising that through this credibility campaign, you're going to be, the billionaire by next month, but you're not going to be the billionaire by next month doing all of the other stuff that we've gone through, right? All of the crap that unprofessional marketers go through. We can only build our business by using these undeniable, unshakable truths in marketing. So I want you to, and I keep saying this because I know that only a handful of you guys are actually going to go get that worksheet and actually write down your answers to it. It's just the nature of the beast, But the thing is I know how important writing out a marketing plan is for social media. I went through many, many, many months when I first got started with absolutely no marketing plan. Oh good, Deborah did it. She got the worksheet. So, I went through 6 months when I first started out of having no clue why I was posting on social media, of just watching what everyone else was doing And 99% of people are doing it wrong. Actually, 97% of people are doing it wrong because there's 3% of marketers. Only 3% of marketers do it right. So when I started doing it a different way and writing out my marketing plan, writing out my strategy, figuring out what words people were using, writing down their problems, making posts in line with their problems, and then posting them at the exact right time, everything changed. And my strategies became from just a spray and pray method to laser targeted, laser focused, and it changed everything. So I think that's the end of it. I'm just going to look over my notes for 1 second. So you guys have some time for questions right now, and I will be checking the actual feed for this video later. So if you are working through your worksheet later and you have questions, post them so the whole group can see. That's really how we get a lot of value. If it's something super private, of course, just message me and I'll answer you. But I like when people ask questions inside of our group because that's how we learn. So let me look over my notes, make sure I didn't miss anything. If you have any questions, just post them right down here in our questions. So we just want to evaluate how well we are ultimately influencing our customers and their behavior. We want to see the degree to which messages are credible and relevant. And are we seeing any attitude changes? Are people interacting more? Are they asking more questions? Brand awareness and message recall are important, but not as important as attitude shifts. So let me say that again. People recognizing that we are a health and wellness coach and we sell these products, that's important. They recognize our brand, they recognize our messages, but that doesn't get them to make an action, to take an action. What does is when all of a sudden their attitude shifts and they feel connected to you. That's what gets people to take action. So just remember, when you start with this, give it, well, I like to do it every week. Okay, this is also why I like to use, I use Buffer to schedule all of my social media posts. So I schedule them unless I see something in my feed that needs that immediate attention. When I see that golden opportunity, then I jump on it. But you can evaluate your strategies by putting all of this credibility campaign into action, all of the notes you take, schedule it into some sort of autopilot. So I use Buffer at buffer.com, and I schedule LinkedIn, Facebook, Google+, Twitter. I think that's it. And why I schedule them is because every single week, Buffer sends me my analytics. It evaluates my strategies for me, and it's one of the most important emails I receive every week. It says, all right, your feed is empty. Let's see how you did. Here are your analytics for the week. So then I scroll through and I see, okay, that post got a lot of interaction. What did I do so right in that post? Why did I get 60 clicks on that call to action inside of this post? I go through it, I break it down, and then I can write multiple different, but using the same format that I did with that one that got a lot of interaction. I can just build out a lot of different social media posts all around that same concept, plug them into my autopilot scheduler, have them go out. The next week, it'll tell me my analytics, and we just keep going through like that. When you do that, you have become that 3%, of marketers, right? And this is why, if you ever wonder why we call it Intentional Marketer University, we call it Intentional Marketer University because you have to be intentional about your marketing. Marketing is not a guessing game. Marketing is a specific science. There's facts, there's statistics, there's analytics, there is evaluations going on. It is a science, and you have to be intentional about every single thing you do to build your business using these strategies. So that's why we call it Intentional Marketer University, if you were ever wondering. And that is what I'm going to leave you with and stress upon as I close this out. You guys have to get really serious about your marketing efforts, and that starts with making a marketing plan. And that should revolve around your credibility and your relevance and your psychographics and all of those other words I used. Have a wonderful day. Please, I don't see any more questions, so I'm going to stop now. But if you do have them, and as you're working through that worksheet, go ahead, post them for the group. If it's something super private, send myself or Ann DeVito. She'll be on next week. Yeah, Ann's going to be on next week. So you'll see her. We're doing live workshops every Wednesday. Love you guys. Thank you so, so much. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We are here for you, and we will see you next time. And we're always available, always, always, always available inside the group. That is your hub to reach us. We'll talk to you soon. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye, everyone.